All right, guys. So this news broke a few days ago. It's pretty big news, and I'll give you the specifics here. So this is in The Guardian. Secret Service were warned of security risk to Pence day before Capitol attack. Ex-Vice President's Chief of Staff warned head of his Secret Service detail that Trump was about to turn on Pence. So they knew, based on what was going on behind the scenes, Trump is going to turn on Pence publicly. And when he does that, his life's in danger. They knew it. And we saw those hang Mike Pence chants, people going around with a noose in Washington, D.C. looking for Mike Pence because they viewed him as a traitor because he didn't overturn the election result or try to overturn the election result. So let's see what they say. A day before the deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol, Mike Pence's chief of staff warned the head of Pence's Secret Service detail that Donald Trump was about to turn on his own vice president, endangering his security. The news was reported on Friday by Maggie Haberman of the New York Times, who said she uncovered it during research for a book on Trump due out in October. On the 5th of January, Haberman wrote, Pence's chief of staff, Mark Short, did not know his boss's security might be threatened if Trump turned on him. But Trump and advisors had been formulating a plan under which Pence would stop certification of Electoral College results in Trump's defeat by Joe Biden. See, this is the thing. The more you learn about what happened behind the scenes, the more astonishing it is. Because Trump was actually committed. Like, he really wanted to overthrow the result of the election. He was making moves behind the scenes to make that happen. Pence, thank God, reached out to conservative judicial experts and sought their opinion. And thankfully, he had some good ones who were like, this is psycho talk. No way. Trump lost the election. We know he lost the election. We had over 60 court cases that prove it. We had, now we know we had the Arizona audit, which found that Biden won by more in Arizona than we thought he won by on election day. So Pence was listening to actual conservative judicial experts who were like, no, this is nonsense. You don't have the right or the ability to overturn the election when they're certifying it through Congress. This is largely ceremonial. We already know the result, etc. And so Pence had a, just tiny little piece of him that still had some dignity and some integrity, and he wasn't going to totally destroy the American system for the whims of a guy who effectively wants to be a dictator. And look, credit to him on that. It's the only thing I'll give him credit for. Like, quite literally the only thing I'll give him credit for. But if there was a weaker-willed person in his position, man, if Michael Flynn was Trump's VP, we would have had a constitutional crisis the likes of which we've never seen. Or certainly, haven't seen since, like, the Civil War. Truly, truly astonishing stuff. Let's see, where was I? When the mob attacked the Capitol on January 6th, rioters were heard to chant, hang Mike Pence, while a gallows was set up outside. The Times recently reported that two witnesses who spoke on the condition, of anonymity, I don't know where I got that from, who spoke to the January 6th committee said Trump told Mark Meadows, his own chief of staff, quote, something to the effect of, maybe Mr. Pence should be hung. Jesus Christ, bro. The Times said it was not clear if Trump was serious. Well, I hope he was joking. I certainly hope he was joking. Trump told another reporter and author, John Carl, his supporters were very angry with Pence and that it was just common sense to be so, because Pence was not helping overturn Trump's election defeat. The Times said it was not clear what Tim Giebels, the head of Pence's Secret Service detail, did with the warning from Short. The next day, with the Capitol under attack, Pence's protectors rushed him from the Senate chamber to an underground parking bay. Multiple accounts have said the vice president refused to leave the building. According to Short, Pence said, I'm not going to let the free world see us fleeing the Capitol, and I'm staying. Authors of books on the Trump presidency have been widely criticized for withholding news until publication. Haberman was known for having strong sources in the Trump White House and was filmed taking calls from Trump himself. She published her nugget about Trump's threat to Pence in the run-up to public hearings due to be staged by the House committee investigating the events of January 6, 2021. Pence and the Secret Service did not comment on the New Times report. So look, his life was genuinely threatened. And Pence knew if he flipped on him, that would put his life in danger. He didn't care. He did it anyway, because he cared more about, I want to overturn the election result and I want to stay in office. It is really crazy stuff, man. And what's the craziest thing is that Pence, even having gone through all of this, hasn't been very vocally anti-Trump. Why? Because he wants to be president and he wants to leverage his position as VP to get into the White House. So he can only go so far in his criticisms of Trump. He has very tepid criticisms of Trump. Well, he'll probably get a rude awakening, man, because right now the party is still Trump's or DeSantis's. Pence would need a bit of a miracle to surge back and become president like he wants to. But he is super religious. Maybe he feels like I got some broader plan or God's got some plan for me and I'll get there eventually. I don't know. But look, his life was genuinely in danger. Genuinely in danger. And Trump put it there. And that says a lot about Trump, man, because this is a guy who was so loyal to him every step of the way. In every respect, he stuck by him through thick and thin. And then Trump still threw him under the bus at the end. For the pipe dream of overthrowing an election where we know the results, you call it what it is. Trump is deeply authoritarian as it gets. And with every drip of new news we get from that time frame, it's proven over and over. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.